Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to be reading How Animals Communicate. And that means how animals give messages to each other, how they talk to each other. And this story is in lesson 7 of our Unit 2 Journeys book. Last week we read Jack and the Wolf, and that was a fable, and parts of the story were make-believe. But today's story, lesson 7, it's going to be informational text. So this story is going to give us all facts, and it's going to back up those facts with some photographs. And these are this is what really happens. It's not make-believe like last week when the sheep were going inside the house and going away in hot air balloons and all that. This is going to be all factual. And when something is all factual, it's called informational text, and it's also called nonfiction. So here's the word nonfiction. It says information is presented through text and photographs. So probably if you see pictures like this in a book, it's going to be a informational textbook, and that's nonfiction. Fiction means make-believe, and nonfiction means it's real. So what we're about to read is real. Here's the man who wrote the book, and he also took all the photographs you're going to see. His name is William Munoz, and have you guys ever taken photographs of real life alligators and polar bears and bald eagles and bison? He has. And he's also taken pictures or photographs of many other animals where they live. So he's pretty brave. So let's go ahead and read our story. And here's our essential question. How do animals communicate? Like, how do they give messages to each other? And you can think about like dogs and cats you've known. Like if you've known a cat, the cat might say meow, or the cat might say when it's super happy, or the cat might say when he wants you to get away from him. So you know that animals communicate. So how animals communicate. Animals touch. An animal will tug and grab. So without saying, "Will you play with me?" in polar bear language, the way he gets the message that he wants to play across is just by touching him or tugging him or grabbing him. An animal can hug its baby. How do elephants hug? Let's look at the picture. With their trunks. So when the mom says, "I love you, baby," she gives him a hug with her trunk, and that tells him or her that he is loved, like when she strokes him with her trunk. It says the dog and cat are friends. How can you tell? Let's look at them. Well, they're not 6 feet apart. They're touching each other. And he's not mad and she's not mad. You can tell that they like each other because they're close to one another physically. So, animals hear. What is in the grass? Animals can hear it. They will run away from it. So maybe this rattlesnake was a little bit camouflaged in this grass, but because you hear him shaking his rattle, you know he's there. And the animals, they know what he's telling them because they have ears to hear. And with their ears, they hear him rattling and they leave so they don't get bitten. When he rattles, that's like, stay away from me or I'll bite you and you'll be dead. A bird will sing, here I am. So birds, when they want to get girlfriends or boyfriends, they'll start singing. And then the birds that want to be their girlfriend or boyfriend will go over. And those birds have to listen. They have to listen for the kind of twittering or chirping that their species makes. And if they're good listeners, they can know where to find some friends or girlfriends or boyfriends. A wolf will call to its pack, here I am. But he goes, "Ow!" And then they know where he is. If they know he's close or they know he's far away. And if they're listening with their ears and hear him, they can respond to his message. Animals see. Why will a dog press its legs down? It will let dogs see. I can play. So if a dog does this, that's body language to the other dogs that he wants to play. But they have to be looking at him. They have to be seeing him. Some bees will buzz and dance if they find food. And if the other bees are watching, they'll know where to find the food. It's like a secret bee body language. They know exactly what to do to tell the other bees where the food is, but they have to be watching with their eyes. Animals smell. A mom can tell the smell of its baby. So there might be, let's say, 5 or 6 babies in their group, but she knows which one is hers, even though they all look the same, because he smells different. So she has to smell very carefully. Are you my baby? Are you my baby? Oh, you're my baby. So she has a good sense of smell to know which baby is hers. An animal can have a bad smell. It will make animals run away from it. So skunks are very slow compared to other animals, but in their defense, they have something inside their tail that makes that when they spray it just really stinks, and like none of the animals want to mess with them because they don't want to get sprayed. If you don't want to get sprayed by a skunk, then smell the air. Is there a skunk nearby? No. But if you do smell a skunk smell, you're looking around for a skunk so you don't step on him and he doesn't spray you. So here's the way they communicate: by touching, that just says touch, hearing, seeing, and smelling. Touch, hear, see, and smell. Tell what the mom can do. So what is she telling her baby? What is she doing? She's touching him in a way that he feels loved. So what can the mom do? Maybe that's her way of hugging him and telling him that she loves him. Okay, this is just a little more about, well, this one's about graphic features, and in this story, the graphic features were photographs, right? They can be drawings or paintings, but this is an informational text, and they used photographs. So this book was about communicating messages the way the animals do it, and it gave us details. Like it says, animals can touch, hear, see, and smell. And then the different examples of that you saw on each page were the details. Like, how do they touch? Well, these two are touching by, tugging and grabbing each other. This one's touching by hugging its baby with its trunk. These are just snuggling. That's the way they're touching one another. So animals here. An example, a detail of that is you can hear their rattles, you can hear their chirping, you can hear their howling. Okay, animals see. If you're looking with your eyes, you can see what messages this dog is giving you that he wants to play. If you're a bee, you can watch your friend who just found a whole bunch of food do his dance, and then you'll know where it is. So these are examples. Okay, they're called details. Let's go ahead and read the questions. Why do animals send messages? So maybe to get a friend, maybe to tell the others in your pack where you are, maybe to tell your friends where the food is, maybe to tell your friends that you want to play. And this one is sending a message to tell the other animals to stay away from him. So maybe animals to protect themselves will send messages. So there's lots of examples in this book of why animals send messages. How do some animals show they like each other? How do some animals show they like each other? Touching. This one's saying he wants to play. Well, that's not an example. They're snuggling. That shows how they like each other. They're playing. That shows how they like each other. The mom's telling the baby she likes him. So how do some animals show they like each other? It depends on the animal, right? By playing, by hugging. Is there anything on this end? Let's see. By snuggling. Okay, and last one. How are animal messages like people's messages? Okay, just like people use words, well, animals use sounds, special sounds like this bird. Let's go back to where the sounds are. This is about how our animal messages like people's messages. We use a lot of different kinds of words, and we make our voices sound like loud or soft. And like they're the same. Like wolves, they might go ew, 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 sometimes, or they might go really loud. They might go grrr, so they, just like us, they modulate their voices depending on what message they want to say. Just like us, they use body language. Like we can use our faces. Like babies don't know any words, but man, their body language tells us exactly what they want sometimes. So they use their body language. They use their voices. They use all their senses to communicate, just like we do. Like I could talk, but if no one listens, then I'm not getting the message across. So just like animals, people have to use all of their senses, seeing, hearing, touching, smelling. Like moms know when to change their baby's diapers because they smell. That's sort of a message to the mom. Okay, well, that's been great. Until next time, bye-bye.